Hello, I'm Dr. Selma Bartholomew. Welcome to the Dr. Selma B Show. I'm excited to have the opportunity to engage with you. I'm an educator, an entrepreneur, and a mom, and I'm excited to take this time to connect with you and share some of my experience and expertise. My goal is to inspire you and to have courageous talk on turning the corners of life. That means that we get to explore a range of topics in life from education, parenting, leadership, community, and other zippy topics. The topic for today is passion. Emerson said that passion rebuilds the world for the youth. It makes all things alive and significant. When asked, what is your passion? You should be able to scream it. Passion, how do we define it? Why do we need it? And why is it that so many find it hard to figure out what is their passion in life? When you are not able to say out loud what is your passion, and worse yet, if you feel stuck in your personal and your professional life, it makes you feel disconnected. As an educator and an entrepreneur, I work every day with teachers and leaders and parents and other stakeholders to transform schools and teaching and learning. My company's mission is driven, and we work hard to help schools become a place of purpose and a place of passion. I'm reminded of the fact that most people often ask me, Dr. B, why aren't schools automatically a place of passion? After all, it's a school, and that's not the case. So that's why I'm taking the time today to address this question of passion. My talk today with you, my courageous talk with you today is on passion, and it's part of a series designed to help you craft the warrior within. The series includes a discussion on paying attention, purpose, preparedness, and planning. Special thanks to my godson Aiden and my niece Zola, who reminded me to ask you to take a moment to subscribe to the Dr. Selma B Show channel, and thanks for hitting the like button in advance. Let's get started. The question on passion is one that I have wrestled with, and when you wrestle with a big idea, you are determined to make it and get it right. Passion is one that is right there in my heart. Let's start. I want you to picture the following scenario. Imagine that there are 3 boats in the water and they're far from the shore. And each boat is filled with people. In the first boat, if you ask the individuals in the first boat, what's your passion? They would respond to me, oh, Dr. B, I'm passionate about cooking. I'm passionate about advocating for community. I'm passionate about travel. These individuals claim to have so many passions, they can't sit still. If you're in this boat, listen now, I'm not one to pop a person's bubble, but I'm going to bounce it for a moment. If you're that person in the first boat, let me say to you that I have come to learn that passion is not dabbling. When you dabble, you don't get to develop expertise, and you're spreading yourself thin. You cannot spread yourself thin if you're going to achieve greatness. Now let's talk about the individuals who are in the second boat. In the second boat are individuals who may have been on the job for a while and are at a place in their life where they are more seasoned. They've been in the same field and in some of the same relationships for a long time. They're in this boat in life because it almost feels like a treadmill, meaning that they don't feel that they can stop and figure out if what they've been doing is their passion. And it's not that they're willing or not interested, they just don't feel like if they have the time or the energy. If you ask someone in that boat what's their passion, you'll never get a definitive answer. Now the third boat, I'm going to extend a challenge to you. I'd like you to send me a comment and let me know after this discussion if you have any idea about who is in the third boat, okay? So now the question I want to ask you is, how did you get here? How did you get to a place where you're not sure in your narrative what is your passion? To answer this question honestly, you may have to touch some pain. You might say to me, well, I grew up in a loving home, but it was all about just go to school, get a job, and everything will be okay. Your narrative may reveal to you that maybe you didn't have the best home environment and you didn't have anyone investing in you and encouraging you and helping you to discover your passion. Maybe in your younger years, you experienced trauma and you felt like if you were always on the move and didn't have enough time to stop. As you examine your narrative, you have to be honest. If you feel that the quality of education that you received was not rigorous and that maybe you were tracking absolutely exists within our educational system and is rooted in racism and historical inequities. If you've not read Jonathan Kozol's work, Savage Inequalities, please do. Tracks lead people to dead ends. And if you feel that you were pushed into a dead end job or a job that brings you income and status, but you're not satisfied and you're in a space where you know you need to do something different, then that's why I'm having this courageous talk with you. If you take the time to honestly reflect on the question, how did I get there? Not feeling inspired, not feeling passionate. Some of you are in those boats, may get nervous about answering that question. And the reason why is because we feel extremely vulnerable, right? And the walls are pushing in because it's associated with guilt. If you're feeling, for example, that you've made wrong choices, and if, for example, those bad choices happened at a younger age and you continue with those into your adult life, maybe you weren't listening. You didn't feel like listening at a young age to your family, to the adults. The older folks kept telling you if you don't pay on the front, you'll pay on the back end. Now you have hindsight and you feel like you've gone so far and you want to escape this place and this mental space you're in. But you want to be passionate, but there are these decomposing spaces in your mind that won't allow you. I'm asking you to relinquish the guilt. My friend, take a breath with me. I want to say to you that to name and claim your passion, the first step, no matter what boat you're in, is to forgive. That's right, forgive yourself. Most importantly, you have to forgive yourself because every single day you have to keep reminding yourself to stop the self-loathing, right? And to ask yourself, what do I need to do to move forward? And I want you to claim your passion, and I need you to have a positive habit of mind. After all, it's bad enough when someone else gives you the cold shoulder. Why should you give yourself the cold shoulder? Stop the self-loathing, no matter what your narrative is. Why forgive, and what does it have to do with passion? Let me reveal to you why passion is critical to me and why I wrestle with it. Passion offers you, it offers me, and everyone in this world opportunity. That's right. I want you to seize that opportunity. Passion gives you the opportunity to turn things around in your life. That's right. Passion empowers you to change directions. We all struggle in life, and there are no shortage of things that we feel are going wrong. And that's why you have to forgive yourself. You can't move forward in your life if you continue to self-loathe and if you feel like you're stuck and you want a breakthrough. Passion is that opportunity. Passion turns things around, and it is what keeps me on my course of purpose. If you were in one of those boats, I want to take the time to help you discover your passion, because it is going to help you to turn your boat around to a new direction. And that direction you're going to head is towards your purpose. Did you get that connection? Allow me to say it again. Purpose calls you to higher work in achieving greatness. You know you're being called, but you're going to have to turn your life around to fulfill your purpose. And it's your passion that's going to give you the energy and the vitality you need to keep steering forward and to claim new territory in your life. Let's talk about my definition for passion. Toni Morrison said that definitions belong to the definers, not the defined. So I want to define passion in a way that's going to empower you. So how do I define it? I want to empower you with a definition that will help you to advance your career and advance your personal mission. Passion is a tyrant in your heart. That's right. Passion is a tyrant in my heart, and I want it to be a tyrant in your heart. If you were in the first boat and you've been spending your life dabbling and going from activity to activity and convincing yourself that you are passionate about each and everything, I'm here to say to you that you cannot have multiple tyrants in your heart. That's madness. You will be left unfulfilled. Passion consumes you and it resonates in all that you do. Two tyrants can't coexist in the same space. And so that's why I need you to take a breath and really think about what's the energy, what's the direction that you need to move forward. Here's the greatest power behind that definition, that if it's a tyrant in your heart, it says that passion gives you a sense of urgency. Oh no, that's right, Dr. B is here to stretch you. A sense of urgency, my friend. Please stay with me. If we take a closer look at our society, if we take a closer look at our workspace and the lack of leadership within our community, and consider the brokenheartedness that is just consuming our families and our communities and our nation, I'm saying to you that far too many people are in those boats just floating and lost because there's no tyrant in their heart. My dear friend, the harshest outcome for any of us on this human stage called life is to go through life with no sense of urgency. Currently, the world is on a pause with COVID-19, which allowed us as a nation to pay attention to the death of Mr. George Floyd. Those young people who've been leading the Black Lives Matter campaign has been purpose-driven, and the passion that they have in their heart for a better way of life, and they are letting you know that it took time to get to that point where everyone was willing to stop and look. It doesn't happen overnight, but you have to have a sense of urgency. And they demonstrated to us how every single situation that they kept pushing that sense of urgency. I want you to have that sense of urgency when you think about your passion. If we are to transform and change the broken systems and give new life and push past the hardship, if we are to improve our community and welcome a new and renewing warmth, we have to shift focus and become intentional about passion, about helping our young people claim and find their passion. If you're going to change the world and make a difference in the world, you have to have a sense of urgency. And that's why I grapple with passion all the time with our schools, our home environment, and our community. I want to see our schools become a place of passion. First, it's going to ask you, when you claim your passion, to turn your life around because you're going to have a sense of urgency. And that's why we don't see our systems improving. Let's keep unpacking for one more moment. In my home and personal life, every summer I make quiet time to sit in my backyard. The quiet presents me with the extraordinary opportunities. It helps me let go of the concrete jungle out there. My backyard has this lovely white fence, and ever so often I would have a friend come over who'd be sitting in the backyard with me and never fails. Sooner or later, this person would say to me, "Selma, that's such a beautiful fence. You should plant some bulbs this coming fall, then by springtime when we're out next year, we'll have the blossom of tulips everywhere along the fence. If you could just sit back and watch the fence, you could be enjoying it right now, a garden of tulips." I respond, "That would be okay, but the tyrant in my heart won't allow it." That's right. The tyrant in my heart has to and knows what my mission is and what my sense of urgency is. And I'm not going to be distracted by planting tulips. I'm determined to protect the quiet in my life, but I'm not ready to be distracted. Next thing you know, I'm looking at my local garden and I'm searching for bulbs from Spain. When you have a passion in your life, it does not allow you, and it certainly does not allow me, to be distracted. Let's keep unpacking a little bit more. If you're in a stage in your life of claiming what some might say is a second chance, in other words, maybe you've decided to go back to school, earn another degree, or just step out into a space that you know you need to be in, I'm going to give you the same advice I give to my doctoral students. There will always be dishes in the sink, my friend. In other words, if you're working towards your purpose and your passion, I want you to turn things around in your life. Stop being distracted and allow the tyranny, allow your heart to be taken over. I want you to know that I'm Dr. B. I'm always honest with you. I know it's hard. I understand that we all have to take care of others. We wear many hats, being a parent, maybe you're a dad, a mom, a friend, a lover. The love in your relationships sustains you. But when you claim your passion, you'll inspire your loved ones, and they will be your cheerleaders. It is not taking time away from your relationships. It's going to give it momentum. It's going to fuel your family and the next generation to a new horizon when you let go of complacency and move your life in the direction you want to be. How do you know when you found your passion? As I reflect on my own journey, I knew that I had found it and accepted it and given myself over to it when I find myself in a place of depth. That's right. No longer in the boat. You don't have to be, right, in the boat. You could be in the water. And I have said to you that I'm going to fix math education in this country and in the world. And I am determined to meet my goals, and I'm passionate about it. I have found that in my work, when you're in a place of depth in your personal life and your relationships, it just shifts your focus and you become intentional. You let go of the distractions. So I'm saying to you that in this place, I've never been there before, but I feel safe there. You don't reach for the bottom anymore. You don't give up on yourself. You're willing to take new risks, and that is transformative because now you will be in a space of reward. When you claim your passion, I want you to have that joy. It is passion that's going to make you go further and deeper. And it is transformative because you will be in a space of reward. You will come to the realization within your field that what you're doing is making a difference in the world, and that the work that you are achieving makes sense, and you only want to keep going further and going deeper. When you're living a life that is passionate, when you're engaged in passionate work, you start to petition God for one more win. And your soul stops reaching for the safety and the comfort to touch land when you're in a place of depth. I'm mindful of the following prayer. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God." I find that you're going to wake up in the morning and change even how you pray, how you talk to God when you are living a life of purpose and when you are passionate about what you're doing. You're going to be okay with even arguing. You're going to say, right, at this point, maybe put me on the early list. I'm always waking up early. And you're going to find that you're not weary and you're not tired. And you still want to be on this human stage saying, "Don't call me home today. I still have work to do." When you have a tyrant in your heart, I promise you that you will even pray for your children and your family in a different way. I want to leave you with this final reflection. My team and I are on a mission to make schools, as I mentioned, a place of passion and purpose and innovation. I want every child and I want every scholar at each stage in their life to know that feeling, what it means to take a risk and follow their purpose. It gives me what I want. Some days you walk, you fly, you crawl, you lay in green pastures. Whatever I need to do to be a beacon for others and to claim their purpose, every child, every scholar should be able to experience this. I was also very intentional about the word legacy in the name of my company. Why legacy? It's a big idea. There are days in my life when I get up, I look ahead of the day, or I look at the season. We're in a challenging season right now with COVID-19. As an entrepreneur, your seasons may last months, but sometimes they last a year or even longer. I look ahead of the day and I say to God, "Really? He answers back, yes. I need a moment to accept the answer. I push back. Really? I get the same answer. I push back again. Make me reach for them again? The answer from the Creator, from God, didn't change. It's still yes. I take a deep breath and I send that ear to my heart. Now the tyrant in my heart gives me what I need. I reach for my gloves. If you want to have and to claim a legacy in this world, you need a tyrant in your heart. Every day you have to fight for your place in this world. I want you to claim your passion. I want you to turn your life around. Stop the distraction. Success awaits you. I want to say thank you for spending time with me today on the Dr. Selma B Show. I look forward to connecting with you again. Stay tuned for our next episodes on preparedness, a special one on confidence and what Beyonce teaches us, and also one on planning. I appreciate you sharing your time and your energy with me. Once again, a special shout out to my godson Aiden, my nephew little Emmanuel, and my nieces. And they remind me to say to you, please don't forget to subscribe and to like the channel. Also, remember I gave you a challenge? Who is in the third boat? I'm curious, will you let me know who you think is in the third boat? In closing, I want to say to you that saying thanks is not the same as giving thanks. I give thanks for you, and I'm wishing you a great day.